What a world, what a world. Life is a bitch, what a girl, what a girl.
Alright, man. This is episode 7 of the Behind the Logo podcast. Unfortunately, it cannot be started off with a lighthearted joke. Can't be started off with anything that is worthy of jokes. Because me and my co-host, we're not trying to joke right now. Here with my main man, Christoph Bozio. I'm Adi and Ahmad. Ooh. Got Daniel here. Got Gabby here. Got Lola here. Whole team is here. I'm pretty disturbed. I'm pretty upset with everything that's going on in our country, I hear a lot of people talking about make America great again. And you know what? America's my country too. Mm-hmm. And what greatness means to you, the people preaching that, it might not mean great to me and you. And that's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing on a global scale. And more importantly, we're seeing it on a national scale. In Kenosha, Wisconsin, a black man was unarmed. A black man was doing his part for his community, de-escalating. I don't give a damn what his record was before this incident. I don't care. So if you want to attach that to my argument, click off of this podcast. This isn't the podcast for you. I don't want you listening. A man was shot in the back 7 times because of what? Because of what? I'll let you get in here.
No.
Why was a black man shot in the back 7 times in Wisconsin?
7 times, bro.
7.
You know,
1 shot in the back I thought was enough.
You know, it's funny. Like, police officers carry mace. They carry nightsticks. They carry tasers. There's so many different ways to not only disarm armed suspects, but unarmed suspects. And you go for your gun first and empty most of the clip into someone's back. Does that make sense to you?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't, and I'm angry. You know why I'm angry? Because a white man was armed with a deadly weapon, a weapon that at the pull of a finger could murder countless victims. A white man possessed a weapon like this and fired it upon 2 men of color, was spotted cleaning off graffiti in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and he was taken into custody, and he still has his life. But all these Blue Lives Matter fucks, that's what I'm going to call you, because you're not people. You're fucks. You've lost humanity. I can't refer to you as human anymore. You're a fuck. All these fucks want to tell me that this man had a warrant out for his arrest.
So you shoot him?
That this man was going for a knife.
What era do we live in?
No, and I actually wanted you to repeat the question because even if he had a warrant out for his arrest, he didn't deserve to be shot.
Yeah, like
if he was going for a knife and you as an armed officer, a trained officer, have a gun, no one should be shot in that situation.
What is this, like the Midwest in the 60s where it was like
it feels like Cowboys versus Aliens,
yeah,
bro.
You feel me? Like, oh, we want him back dead or alive type shit. Like, it's just ridiculous, honestly. Like, we peacefully protest and y'all are upset.
And y'all said
we're
that...
We're silent, y'all are upset.
And y'all
but
said...
then when we die...
What do y'all have to say?
It's just wild to me.
I don't want to make a situation like this about me. Mm-hmm. However, it's almost impossible to take in a situation like this and not apply it to your life as a black man.
Obviously.
So I'm going to give you the opportunity on your platform to talk a little bit about not only your experience with cops, but how this Jacob Blake, because we have to say his name. And as of right now, Daniel, if you could get me the name of the cops that committed this fucking atrocity. I would appreciate that. That way we can blast them. That way we can get on our social media accounts and let the world know that these motherfuckers, these fucks, need to be arrested.
You know what sucks though? Like Daniel pulling up the names, like, what does it really do? George Zimmerman still walks around like it ain't shit.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Everyone knows who that nigga is, but he's still walking.
Absolutely. He sold his gun that he killed Trayvon with for over
$100,000. That's crazy.
He became rich
but
off of that.
Honestly, from the Jacob Black situation, I'll honestly tell y'all my biggest takeaway from it. And there was a woman, unfortunately, I don't know what her relation to him was. The one who saw him get shot, like the one that was right by the door when it happened, and she just started squealing. And I just thought of like, what if that was my sister witnessing me getting killed? Or what if that was my mother or my cousin or my friend? Like, even no matter who it was, like, my fear with me isn't necessarily me dying. It's the people who I've touched in my life who I know would miss me. Because I'll be honest, I don't think Jacob Blake, even though his life still continues, thank God. He could tell his story.
And that was the point I was going to bring up later. Mm-hmm. So go ahead.
But I'm saying that I'm sure he was more worried about the people who he was leaving. And so was Trayvon. So was
his 3 children were in the car while he got shot.
It's just like, I just believe that there's when that moment, more specifically for anyone who's been in that situation, they think of in their last moments the people they're leaving behind, not them losing their lives necessarily. And that's what I was thinking about. I was just thinking, like, the last thing I see before I leave this earth is my sister watching me get my life taken. Like, that's crazy. Like, there's no way I'd be able to pass easy knowing that.
It's like a nightmare.
It's a living nightmare, and that's what we live in, honestly. And what bothers me the most about all this isn't, and obviously the cops who did this still walking free bothers me.
I'm glad that you brought that up. I finally have the name of the cop who fired the 7 shots. If you look at it on camera, you can see that it's one cop
who just
emptying the clip. His name is Officer Rustin Shesky. He has been in the Kenosha Police Department for 7 years. Mm-hmm. He is the officer who fired 7 shots into Jacob Blake's back. All I can say, Officer Shesky, fuck you.
And I see your anger with the cops that, you know, commit these atrocities, but my issue is with the people who actually defend these people. I'm very big on social media.
Yeah. We both are.
We both are. I'm one who looks at comment sections, and one thing that really pisses me off is seeing some of you actually try to go to bat for the monsters in this situation.
You belong in that category of fucks that I made very clear earlier.
Like, you're telling me you see a video, like, not even read an article, you see an actual video of a man getting 7 shots put in his back, and your first thing is, I'm sure he did something to deserve it.
Or even
what kind of human are you?
Or even the fact that you question, like, oh, well, he must have done something for the cops to react like
that.
Right? That type of, that line of questioning.
And even though it sounds fucked, like, regardless of if he did do something, think about that. Your first thought was, I know he did something. Why?
What about their actions? I'm talking about the police. Mm-hmm. What about their actions dignified the whole protect and serve? How are they protecting and serving in that situation?
What are you protecting in that situation? If anything, Jacob Blake's position was to protect the community. He was trying to break up a fight, correct? He was doing the police's job for them, and then the police came and did what they're actually trained to do, which was kill black people.
I'm really angry about this. It's hard to conceal the emotion that I feel when I think about this. It's hard to conceal, especially when I talk, because you know me. I'm a talker. So I like to get my point across through my words. I'm at a loss for words here, man, because we saw what happened with George Floyd. Mm-hmm. And all this knee on the neck phenomenon seemed to gain the most attention. However, I wasn't even looking at it from the position of why is your knee on his fucking neck? My position was why the fuck are you treating someone who was pulled over for forgery as if they have a fucking weapon on them? So the question really is, why do police treat us with such aggression? Like, where is this aggression coming from?
Crackers are scared of us. You ain't know?
Family, like, I don't know about you, because I actually don't know. Like, I've been in certain situations with cops, and the code switching came on immediately. I realized that once they see my skin, they see me as a threat. So the only way to demean that threat is to talk like how they talk. Facts. To make myself as less of a threat as possible. But I've seen situations in where even that isn't enough.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm one of the lucky ones.
You are.
Like, I don't know what interactions you've had with cops, if you could speak on it, where you felt like, yo, because we both went to the same high school. So I feel like in that sense, we were kind of taught for 4 years under the same environment. We learned most of the same things. How do you feel an interaction with the cops would have went had you been in the position that Mr. Blake was in?
And it's pretty crazy to me because, like, I never in my life, I can't recall one moment where I've seen a police officer and thought, I feel safe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Ever.
Like, never.
My reaction to the cops is to either get away or just hush up.
Exactly. And to your point, I've never been pulled over and thought to myself, I was doing something wrong.
Okay.
Like, and I've gotten a bunch of bullshit tickets in my life. Of course. I'll never forget the one time I got pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt because obviously it's a law, especially in Florida. If you're watching this from another state, Florida law states you're supposed to be wearing a seatbelt. But prior to me getting pulled over, there was no way for to have seen I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, clearly he saw me before he saw anything else. Absolutely. And then once he walked up to my window, he, analyzed the situation and said, you know what, you're not wearing a seatbelt.
Then he found a reason to act like it's bullshit, dude.
So it's egregious, and it's honestly ignorance for those who defend police who are committing these crimes. They're crimes. Just because you have a badge doesn't mean you're not eligible to commit a crime. You know what I'm saying? Murder is murder at the end of the day. And for those of you who say that him shooting someone in the back 7 times wasn't attempted murder, you're an idiot. And you can debate me on that if you'd like.
You wouldn't because he'll tear you up in that debate. I'm just gonna defend my co-host real quick. But also, like, I just want to know, like, what can be, because, okay, we've obviously seen a problem with the culture of policing. Like, we can identify that, whether it's through conversation, whether it's through receiving information through a platform. Like, we can see that there is a problem with policing.
Can I say something real quick? So Donald Trump, and this is an actual interview that you can look up. Like, it's not even about politics. It's just about so here's what the question to him was. Well, to paraphrase, the interviewer asked him, what do you plan on doing about police killing black people? And he looks directly at that man and says, they kill white people too. So you are willingly admitting to there being a flaw, like a egregious, crazy flaw with the police system. But
Daniel, I want you to timestamp this moment. There's a video that we will drop under this moment to let people know the bullshit of the argument that white people are killed more by police than black people. I have a full video. I have lecture. I have whatever you want, but we'll give you a video since y'all motherfuckers are so fucking short attention span. Like,
and even if that, like, why is that an argument? So you're admitting that more white people die? Okay, even if that fact was true, which is fucking not, you're admitting that they're actively killing people, right? So your problem is still with policing.
Exactly. But when you make it a race thing, you look fucking stupid. Like, because the problem is with the police. Yes, they are targeting black people. So if you want to bring up the fact that they're killing white people too, okay, so we're on the same team. But let's acknowledge that black people are more fucking targeted by the cops. I just don't know how much more destruction and chaos can happen in the world before I'm just going to refer to them as the collective before they get it, that we're being killed, we're being harmed for no fucking reason. No matter if I comply, no matter if I act as white as I can, I'm still going to be killed as a result of the color of my skin. It's just fucking annoying. It's fucking bullshit. When will it fucking end?
My answer is they know what they're doing. Honestly. It's just a sad truth, man.
I'm not on here to conflate conspiracy theories. I'm not on that. I'm not trying to give credence to any crazy theories out there that have no substance. But I agree with you. They know what they're doing. Like, I don't know what agenda is at play. I don't know what is actually going on. But all I know is that there is something bigger at play than what we are understanding. And I'm just in hopes that we'll be able to make sense of it one day. And we'll be able to actually recover from this as people of color, as black people. We're able to unify because of this. And we're able to organize and make and instigate actual change within the system. Because the problem is the system. We can keep referring to all the symptoms of it. But the problem is the system itself is constructed against us. It's constructed to kill us. It's constructed to take away from us. When are we going to take back? When are we going to look the system in the face and say, fuck you, this is not what I apply to anymore? I will create my own way. I don't need the system to do this anymore.
Hey, man.
We have to create our own fucking system.
By that, hey, man, we can point to what the NBA did.
Exactly. What happens when leadership doesn't lead? We look for other leaders. And what Adam Silver did with the NBA was prove that we don't need to look to our president for leadership in a situation that is dire. And in a situation where the president isn't fucking doing enough. Because he isn't. He's not addressing this. He's acting like this shit doesn't fucking exist. At least Adam Silver is.
Facts.
At least Rob Manfred is. How many times did I say fuck Rob Manfred? Thank you, Rob Manfred. Cancel those fucking games. I don't want to see players hit a ball on my fucking TV right now. I don't want to see players shoot a ball on my TV right now. I don't want to see that. I'm sick of it, bro. I'm sick of all the bullshit. I'm sick of being pandered to as if I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sick of being an American, a colored American, and treated like a fucking idiot. I'm done. I have a platform now. I can speak on this shit.
Say that shit, man.
Having a little tweet, retweeting some shit is not fucking enough. I'm going to donate. I'm going to donate to a cause that matters. I'm going to speak on a cause that matters.
We'll drop links, man.
Yo, this is a sports podcast, yes. But if you are watching us thinking that sports and politics aren't intertwined, don't ever watch this ever fucking again. I don't want you. I don't want you as a viewer. I don't want you.
For real.
I don't want you. I'm sick.
Bro.
This shit's happening way too fucking much. All I know in my life as an American is fucking bullshit wars across the seas. Bullshit politics in my own home. Corruption. Fuckery. That's all I know. When are we gonna fucking change it? When? I'm not looking at you for an answer. I'm just like, when, bro?
Because I don't got the answers, man. And I appreciate your passion, man. Because even though, look, I know y'all may look at him and see not a fucking dark-ass skin complexion.
I ride with the black community.
This nigga knows the fucking grievances we go through, man. Regardless of what your skin color is. If you're not fucking white, just know they look at you
Every light-skinned person out there, it's time to pick a fucking side. Y'all can't get tough on your blackness and then get through in corporate positions on your whiteness.
But be real,
it's time to pick a fucking side.
But to be real, there's niggas my skin complexion and darker who still ride for Republicans. I don't know what.
Fuck them.
I don't know what they're trying to accomplish or what they feel like is really going on.
No, because the Donald Trump conundrum that has been created has given credence to people of color who side with him. There are people that sell their morals and souls to side with this man because he brings ratings. He brings publicity. That's why I don't even want to refer to him by his fucking name. I'm not going to get big off of that, of the fucking 45th president's name.
My thing is, man, I've realized, especially with everything going on now, life is too short to be a sellout. Honestly, at the end of the day,
fuck I look like, man.
Don't just conform to whatever will get you far in this life, because at the end of the day, you don't know what happens in the next one. Just be
beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Be true to yourself. At the end of the day,
beautifully said.
Be true to your people. Because at the end of the day, we're the only ones that got you. You think them crackers are gonna have your back when you at the top? They're looking for you to fall.
They're preying on it.
Preying on your downfall.
They're preying on it.
It happens quick.
Hey, man. With that being said, this is a sports podcast. We do like to keep the mood light, keep it happy. Yeah, man. It's fucked up that all this is going on in the world, but we have to address it. Mm-hmm. What would y'all feel like if I just came on here and started talking about fucking AD having a good game? Y'all would think I'm a clown. Y'all would think he's a clown. The important shit needs to be discussed. We always gonna discuss it.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, the MLB, the NBA, WNBA, shout out to all of them. They have taken measures.
NHL,
the
7,
all of them.
Yeah.
They've taken measures, even MLS, soccer. They've taken measures to address all of the gravity that this situation holds. Excuse me. Not only that, they've taken time to actually implement, at least the NBA has taken time to actually implement measures that improves the state of our country. Opening up arenas for voting. Great.
Shout out to the Bucks, man.
Creating a coalition where players and owners can have insight on how to improve the lives of black people. Mm-hmm. Great. This is all we've asked for. Those in the position to create change, create it. It shouldn't take a man getting shot in the back 7 times for you to address the fact that black people are not treated the same as white people, not only by cops, but by our government. Why does it always take one of us dying for you to answer our cries? And I did want to pick the mood up a little bit, but I'm just like, I'm hard. Like at a loss for fucking words, bro.
It's hard to believe, hard to understand.
Like, I have to look to the NBA to answer the call before I look at my president? Where they do that at?
It's a major red flag, man. But,
where do they do that at?
But nah, speaking of the NBA,
come on, man.
They're handling everything.
Okay, that was my question. I was supposed to. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Got a little carried away.
I got you. I got your back, man. So I'm just saying that when it comes to,
how do you feel about the response of major sports leagues to this issue?
Exactly. So all of them are handling it with such like poise and such elegance. Like I really believe none of them have missed a step between NHL players walking into their arenas with their T-shirts with 7 holes in it dedicated to Jacob Black, or whether
Blake. You keep saying Black. It's Blake.
I keep Blake. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all I'm saying.
No, you're good.
I'm not trying to get on you about something as small as that in a time like this.
No, it's not small. It's pretty big, actually, man. Like,
I do want his name to be heard.
Yeah, exactly. So, also, NBA players literally putting their one thing I think you guys don't understand is that for something as big as them deciding to just not play a game, you understand, from the top to the bottom, that means if they did not play these nationally televised games, because it's playoff time, these games are on TNT, ABC, What are the networks?
ABC, NBC,
And look,
ESPN, TNT.
So
all
if
that.
the game just isn't played, that means they're not airing anything. That slot is now missing.
That's money.
That's money
That's
that
money.
they're losing. That the
Affecting
network is,
the pockets.
That the network is losing. And then
Thank
if
you.
the network loses
Thank you
money,
for bringing that up.
If the
Thank
network
you.
loses money, that means that affects the NBA because now the network is looking for that money back. The NBA has
Exactly.
to compensate for that. And if the NBA lose money, owners lose money.
Yes.
If owners lose money,
Yes.
they're gonna make sure players
Yes.
lose money. And the
Yes.
players know that. These guys aren't dumb. I just spoke on Chris Paul in our trivia, or was it our
Hopefully
playoff
you
prediction?
watched it.
Yeah, no, give that a look. We speak on how intelligent these guys are. These aren't just athletes, guys. These are peak specimens, yes, physically, but mentally, these guys are different. CP3, president of the NBA Association, LeBron James, one of the most, I feel, I feel like sometimes I can't even put into
Prominent.
words.
Prominent.
Like
Is that the word you're looking for?
Yes, bro. Like this man built a fucking school from the ground up. Like
Family.
I can't speak on that enough.
Talk about it.
Like it's crazy. So these guys, they literally took it upon themselves to be like, you know what? We have to do something. Like it's not enough. The kneeling, the not showing up for the national anthem, the wearing I can't breathe shirts is not enough. We gotta hit them where it hurts.
Think about it, bro. They're all confined to this bubble. They can't even go out and protest with their people right now.
Exactly.
And they want to. Giannis was awarded Defensive Player of the Year, and not one Bucks player even seemed interested in that shit. Mm-hmm. They were like, yo, that's cool. We have more work to do in the community.
Facts.
People are getting killed 40 miles away from us because of the color of their skin.
And I heard this one saying, man, that got me. It was rivers flow the same way that money do. Through what? Banks. You feel me?
Yo, that's powerful.
So
That's powerful.
when you realize that and you realize our country runs on money, and that's literally regardless of what your ideals are, that's the basis of it, money. So when those players realize, you know what, we got to do it like this. And it's not just hundreds of thousands of dollars they lost
Millions.
that night. Like they
Millions.
2 games with a playoff game.
Millions. 3 days.
Lost,
3 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
They lost
3 days.
millions of dollars, guys.
The networks lost millions of
I
dollars.
applaud.
Hit them in the pockets.
I
love
applaud.
that point that you made. I love that.
I applaud every NBA player that partook in that. Even the ones that unfortunately didn't make the playoffs, I know they would have done the same thing. I know they would have. I gotta shout them out.
I agree.
So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, man, like
It's just crazy that we have to look at sports for unification.
exactly.
Like,
And that's
why
what it
is the country so divided on this? How do you look at that video and think, maybe he did something that warranted that? Like, how do you look at, you know what I mean?
Not even close. Not
Like,
even
so
close.
that's honestly kind of what I want to bring up in the sense of sports unifying. I think that word is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Unifying around this issue. Mm-hmm. I see a bunch of, because like you said, we're active on social media. I see what's going on social media. I look at a tweet from a prominent figure in sports discussing their opinion on this. Stephen A., for example, came out a very strong message in support of the NBA players, in support of the Black Lives Matter movement, in support of all of these things that we are talking about right now. All I saw in the comments were either A, he didn't comply, or B, he had a warrant out for his arrest,
Regardless.
and he didn't comply. Both arguments came back to compliance, and I just want to say, if that's what you're preaching, you're a dumb fuck. The way I described you earlier, you're a fuck.
Did you hear about what Ryan Urlacher said?
Fam,
So-
I hope we can delete his name out of
so-
the pot because I don't even want to bring
so
that
one of the-
motherfucker up. I don't even want to bring that
Honestly,
motherfucker
and
up.
I-
Because
like I
he's
said,
sick in the fucking head.
I'm one
Shout out to
person-
Devontae Adams for telling that nigga how the
Checking
fuck
him.
it is.
I'm one person who likes to separate art from a person. But in terms of this, you could be one of the, which Brian Urlacher was, one of the most brilliant football players.
Greatest middle linebackers of all time.
Greatest.
Fuck you.
I don't give a fuck about none of that, nigga.
Fuck
I don't
you.
care about what you did on the field no more. How dare you? Straight up. Like, how dare you? Bring up an example as venial as Brett Favre playing
Great
the
word.
game after his dad died.
Fam, as if it compares at all.
Listen, my mother.
As if it compares at all.
My mother passed away, yo.
Come on, bro.
And I can attest to you. Shit, my co-host has lost people close to him too.
Very much so.
It's nowhere. It doesn't come anywhere close to where our country is right now.
Think I give a fuck about playing in a game after I lost someone special to me?
You feel me? If anything, that motivates you. You feel me? But like when your people are getting hunted, you think that will motivate you to play in a game?
Come on, bro.
It's not the same.
To compare the situations is absolutely asinine.
Dude.
Asinine. Brian Urlacher, you can go fuck yourself, bro. You can go fuck yourself. I have no patience or time for your bitch ass.
At that nigga, bro.
I have no time or patience for your bitch ass.
You're a joke.
Get the fuck out of here. Yo. Also, let me give some, if we're going to talk negative on someone, let me talk about some positivity. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Colin fucking Kaepernick.
Man, the GOAT at this point.
Talk about having vision.
Way ahead.
Talk about having the intellect.
We gotta throw Kyrie in there too, man.
Let me throw Kyrie in there. Yo, Kyrie, shout out to you, bro. Everyone was shitting on you.
Literally.
All everyone wanted to talk about was you talking about the earth was flat as if that shit was important. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden you started talking about some important shit and no one wanted to report on that.
Facts. And now literally what you were saying is coming to
Where was ESPN and TNT when Kyrie was talking truth? They were all clowning that man.
Facts.
Kyrie came out and said, I stand with my players. Stood with his brothers. And now he looks like the smartest dude in the room. He should assume that he's the smartest in the room.
He deserves to be vice president.
Assume that you're the smartest in the room, brother.
On this platform, I should, even though I haven't said this publicly, obviously, like, y'all don't know what the fuck I be saying behind camera, but I'm just saying, like, I owe Kyrie an apology, honestly. I was one of those doubters. I'll be honest, I believe that Kyrie was just only thinking of himself. And now, seeing everything
even Dame.
Even Dame.
And while I will say Kyrie approached it with more of a I'm with my players stance than Dame did. Dame made it seem like it was more of a playoff thing.
Yeah.
I still stand with him. Yo, the fact that you were willing to sacrifice dollars to get a point across is important.
Very important.
It's important, and it's why all of our leaders that have been killed at the hands of our government and white people, they would have wanted you to take a stand and say that. Jackie Robinson would have wanted you to say that. Malcolm X would have wanted you to say that. Martin Luther King would have wanted you to say that. Barack Obama was on a discussion with LeBron James and Chris Paul and all of these leaders in the NBA. And he said, play because as long as you're on a national platform, you can tell them what the fuck you're doing wrong, what the fuck they are doing wrong.
Facts. I feel like
that's from Obama.
And I feel like
I take it seriously when Obama says something. I do, because that's still my president.
Low-key, it's like an evolution in a sense, because players are starting to realize that they have more power.
Power.
Like, and
it all comes down to fucking power.
It does, and I think, and it's kind of scary.
What influences power?
And exactly, and I think government's starting to get a little scared because
that fucking money, bro.
They understand, like, okay, these guys, and off camera, I told Adian that I believe that sports weren't coming back, or at least also I thought. Now that they're back, I'm starting to think that this was a tactic that kind of just wanted to show, like, we can fuck y'all shit up if we want to.
Absolutely.
We don't have to.
Interesting. Explain.
I'm trying to say that.
Pause. So we back.
So what I was saying is basically that I feel like players across all platforms are starting to realize the impact they have on not only, society, but also
the pockets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I vaguely remember hearing a story about halftime of an NBA game back in like the 60s, and that was the point they realized that we don't get treated like humans. They treat us like animals that just make them money.
Yeah. And
I just wish I can highlight, and I promise I'll be back with this information, but highlight the players who did that and turn the point at that stage in NBA history. But now we're onto a new stage where it's like players are seeing that even after our cries, even after our kneeling, things just aren't going how we want. So we're gonna legit just not play for you guys.
It's hard not to laugh at it because it's like Like, how long have we been crying out for?
It's
How
been-
long have
It's been so long.
our cries gone?
And honestly, I attest social media to it. I attest just the celebrity of certain players now, because back in the day I feel like certain athletes didn't have a voice because they were only looked at as athletes because social media wasn't a thing yet. But now that you can see these guys on different stages and see that they actually have a voice, and players like LeBron James, Damian Lillard,
and
even George Hill. Shout out to George Hill.
To be honest, bro, I want to say something because we've come on this podcast earlier and I criticized LeBron for his jersey take.
I remember that. That was episode 1.
So I just want to come on here and say, LeBron James, thank you. Thank you for using your platform to further the rights of black people. Thank you for using your platform to benefit the lives of black people. LeBron James, I will be hard on you in the future, I promise you. Whether it's about your play, whether it's about something that happened on the sidelines, I'm going to critique you objectively and honestly. When it comes to anything LeBron James does off the court, I am his biggest fan. LeBron is the most formidable object in sports. I would say he's bigger than Messi, who's going through a whole little thing right now. I would say he's bigger than Mike Trout, who might be the biggest thing in baseball. I would say he's bigger than Tom Brady, who might be the biggest thing in football. I'm just going off of the biggest names. LeBron's platform is bigger than all of them. And he has used it to further the rights, to further the conversation about how black people are treated in this country. For that, LeBron, I thank you and I commend you. I just want to get that off because it's important for me to acknowledge how I feel about all of these things, because I don't want people to come on here and think I'm on some Skip Bayless shit. I'm not just hating on LeBron blindly. I'm not doing that. I will criticize him, but I will uphold him when he deserves to be upheld. With the way that he has treated the Black Lives Movement, he deserves to be upheld. Thank you, LeBron. Thank you.
Man, where do we go from here?
Shit, man.
We're on topic of basketball,
Fuck.
And we are a sports podcast.
We are a sports podcast. I do want to get into ball a little bit. There's just like so much going on at the time of this recording. It's hard to put my mind on sports. It's hard to even take sports seriously. But that's our obligation. The NBA players have their own obligation. We have ours, and it's to talk about what they're doing.
And honestly, in such a dark time with everything lost, which we'll get
You
into
need
later,
some lighthearted stuff.
You need some, and we're here for y'all, man.
Absolutely.
So in saying that, what do you? I sent you a notification earlier about Victor Oladipo possibly not going to re-sign with the Pacers. Best fit for Victor Oladipo. What do you think?
No, I'm fucking with you. No, I'll be real, bro. Like I'm not one of those people that Photoshop a jersey onto another dude in the time of free agency. I'm not. I know I'm a Heat fan, so that's like what I'm supposed to do.
It's like our thing. Okay.
But that's not what I'm doing. But Victor Oladipo belongs in the East.
Okay.
He belongs with either one of these three teams. If he goes to one of these three teams, they are contenders.
Okay.
If he goes to Milwaukee, that's nice.
That's nice.
That's a nice addition of scoring. You replace Malcolm Brogdon in a sense. I like that. Orlando, where he was drafted.
Oh, shit.
I'm not mad at that. I actually think he was a really good fit with Orlando. At the time, the coaching wasn't there.
The piece they need?
Steve Clifford is a really good coach.
He is.
I like Clifford a lot. Excuse me. I think that Oladipo in Orlando makes enough difference to take Orlando seriously. And number 3. Last but most definitely not least.
Never that. Especially not in the East.
Let Oladipo join Miami. Bam. No, Leonard.
Okay.
Bam. Butler. Oladipo. I'm assuming we keep Dragic or none.
Yeah, I don't see the Pacers needing a Dragic. So.
Ooh.
I like that.
Ooh.
I like that.
Ooh. Here's what I'll say. I would rather Giannis or Bradley Beal.
Obviously.
I would rather get those, but here's the problem with Heat fans: we always we're literally the Les Brown saying.
Shoot for the stars,
if you shoot for the moon, you at least you land amongst the stars. Like, Victor Oladipo is a star. I'm not mad at him joining the Heat. Do you think Bradley Beal even leaves Washington?
No.
No.
Him and John Wall, I think, are gonna. They're the select few. Like, there's only literally 4 people I can name: Bradley Beal, John Wall, and Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. They're the only ones that are gonna ride until the wheels fall off. That's what I truthfully feel.
I'm not mad at that.
And as far as Victor Oladipo goes, in terms of where I think he'd be best fitted or best suited, and if he does truly plan on leaving, I think he goes to a contender, obviously.
He's not going to a scrubs team.
Yeah.
Obviously. And I don't think he's going to a team like the
he's
Lakers.
Not one of those, like, I need a payday type
Yeah. And he's not going to go to a team like the Lakers or the Blazers or like the Clippers, where a team has that first star off rip. Exactly. I think if he comes to Miami, like, the difference between him and Jimmy Butler isn't that great. It's not. Jimmy Butler's the better player. Let me just get that clear. But it's not that significant of a difference.
I'll be honest.
And he fits in so well.
Lately, when I've seen Victor Oladipo play, I've seen a lack of confidence, and that's where
injury though. Coming off of an injury.
No, truly, and I understand that, but at the same time, he seems like he doesn't trust his healing. Like, he doesn't.
Interesting.
Because watching him play before, like, he was dunking everything. Like, everything was going up for a dunk. But now it's kind of like he kind of hesitates before he drives. He tends to shoot more floaters. Like, it's kind of odd seeing him play now. He plays like a different player, and
he plays passive.
He plays very passive.
He plays passive, and I don't disagree with you on that. Mm-hmm. Here's what I will propose to you though.
What?
How far does Indiana go against Miami with a healthy Domantas Sabonis, with a healthy and, to your point, confident Victor Oladipo? Do they win that series?
They don't get far, only because this is going to sound like...
I just want to put
This is going to sound biased.
I want to put those arguments to bed.
This is very biased, but at the same time, I need you guys to understand, at the same time, like, I'm just going based off of what I know from being an athlete and how our mindsets are.
An athlete.
Well, yeah, I ain't D1, but no,
I'm fucking with you.
No, but I'm saying that by the moment T.J. Warren and Jimmy Butler had beef, I knew it was over. Because Jimmy Butler is just mentally tough. You know what I'm saying?
He's built different.
So automatically, T.J. Warren fucked up by giving Jimmy Butler the edge because all he needed was that chip to put on his shoulder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I'm not mad at that. I think that series. I think Indiana takes a game or two if they have Domantas or a healthy, confident Oladipo. I think they take at least one game.
Yeah, but they don't win
because Miami didn't play their best in every game of that series. I'm not mad at that.
And Kendrick Nunn barely played.
I'm not.
People aren't understanding that. And I pointed to it earlier in the episode, but
yeah, go ahead.
But Eric Spoelstra likes to play around with lineups, and going round 2. Let me just tell y'all, Kendrick Nunn might make an appearance, and you have to understand, this is a Rookie of the Year candidate. He was averaging...
worthy candidate.
He was getting his points.
About the Kendrick Nunn point, how do you think Miami changes it up against Milwaukee?
Hell yeah.
Yeah? You think
Hell yeah.
the speed matches up better, right?
Yeah, he's gonna need. They're gonna need someone faster and stronger to go up against Bledsoe.
I'm not mad at that.
With Dragic coming off the bench, name someone on fucking Milwaukee's bench that can guard Dragic straight up.
No one. I mean, DiVincenzo, but they don't really play him at the 1.
Exactly.
Wes Matthews. That's not a bad. That's not a bad matchup though.
He starts at the 2, right?
But he's one of those guys that I feel like can play long games. So I could see them leaving him in. Hey, I'm worried. I'm definitely worried.
I'm not worried.
I'm worried. I'm concerned. I got Miami in.
I would be worried with.
I'll leave that for the playoff prediction.
I would be worried with no Giannis. I mean, I would be worried if I knew that for a fact they had a solidified number 2, but they don't. Chris Middleton's too inconsistent. I'm not saying he's gonna come up here and lay an egg, but just from the Magic series, he showed up for how many of the games?
So okay, who do you believe in more, Miami's supporting cast or Milwaukee's?
Miami's, because the Miami's.
I feel like Miami takes advantage of what their supporting cast does better.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Being a Miami fan, I get obsessed with this. Like, we used to when we had LeBron, when we had the big 3, we used to play down to our competition. And we
A
don't
lot.
And we don't do that anymore. Straight up.
lot.
That's why we swept the Pacers. You know what? Believe it or not, if we had that LeBron Miami team, we probably would have lost the game to this Pacers team.
Interesting. I'm not mad at that.
Like, just
I'm
because
not mad at that.
we lost games that we weren't supposed to lose sometimes. And
The hat backwards just works so much better.
it does. It does. It lets people know you capping, bro. Like, but long story short, bro, Miami is built different because Jimmy is built different. And
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler's the leader of the team and a slept-on leader of the team. Udonis Haslem. He's not going to let anyone fold.
He's going under the radar in terms of his leadership.
He is.
And I agree with you. I think
He
that's a
resigned just to be this guy.
crucial component to this Heat team. Mm-hmm. He understands what Spoelstra's trying to do. He understands what Riley's trying to do. He understands what the organization is trying to accomplish.
He contributed to the 2006 championship. He contributed to the 2013, 2014 championship.
Any disrespect on UD's name will not be taken lightly on this pod.
It's going to lead to a boxing
It
match.
will not be taken lightly.
Don't do that.
Hey, we can organize a boxing match. No, fuck.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But yeah, man. I mean, we've seen. I mean, I like that we talk about the NBA a little bit. I mean, just try to increase this mood a little bit.
Yeah.
To bring it back just a little bit. How do you expect? Because we haven't seen the NFL has kind of been under the radar through all of this.
Yeah.
They're not in season. We've seen how soccer reacts. We've seen how baseball reacts. We've seen how basketball.
How is football gonna react?
How do you think Roger Goodell and the NFL, with all that they've done to honestly amplify this movement with the blackballing of Colin
I will
Kaepernick,
say this.
how do you think the NFL reacts to all of this?
I will say this. I've seen a lot of NFL players speak out on it.
Absolutely.
And truthfully, it's like this. They're saying, we see what the NBA is doing. We see what the MLB is doing. We see what everyone else is doing. We need our leaders to put their foot down and make their stance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So from all this talk in the preseason, I'm sure that when the season comes back on, the certain just what's the word I'm looking for? They're gonna make people aware of the fact that shit is not okay.
Because it's
right
also
now.
interesting that this is going to be a little bit more time will pass once their season starts. So it's like, do they re-energize the movement or do they just kind of let things pass and let things, because the Lions and the Colts and a couple of other teams have already stopped practicing in response to the whole Jacob Blake shooting, in response to everything that's been going on. So this is, I guess you can maybe see that as the NFL taking a stand. I mean, you think they're going to leave it up to individual teams? Like, you got to remember, this is
the NFL. So when it comes to the NBA, right? The reason it was kind of like effortless for the NBA to do what they did is because although the higher paid players were so willing to protest, the lesser paid players knew they had.
And there's less players.
There's less players. That's what I'm saying. They had the lesser paid players knew they had the support of the higher paid players.
And I'm personally under the belief that the less people you involve, the easier it is to control a situation.
And manage money. LeBron literally came out and said, even in the lockout season back in 2012, LeBron said, "I'm willing to help out those who don't have it." LeBron got money for days. Niggas know that. But when it comes to the NFL,
for years.
when it comes to the NFL, it's different. A little different. Not even a little different. It's a lot different. There's more players, a lot less money to go around. And it's going to be challenging to successfully protest it. That's why a lot of people didn't have Colin Kaepernick's back, to believe it or not. There was guys I could point to, like
I think locker rooms are just more divided.
He played for the Ravens. I believe it was what's his name? Not Ed Reed, but the other Reed.
Eric Reed. He played for the Panthers.
Panthers, yeah. Eric Reed, who had Colin Kaepernick's
His
back.
brother is Justin Reed, who plays for the Texans. I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rolled for Colin Kaepernick, and but there was the opposite end, like Malcolm Jenkins, who was looking out for people's pockets more so than morals. But in saying that, all I'm saying is that football, it might be a little tricky, but at the end of the day, I think we have the unity now to get it done because they see that players are sacrificing their paychecks.
So you think there's more unity with the NFL within the NFL now than there was before?
Yeah, definitely. Especially because just by the tweets alone, like all the leaders speaking fucking Darius Slay for the Eagles,
yeah.
I could confidently say that. Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
Whatever.
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
But yeah, Darius
Whatever,
Slay
bro.
came out and
You can have him. Nah, I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're good. Darius Slay came out and was just like, we have to do something. And
Yeah.
he just came to this team. And
For the first time in his career, he was right.
Look, like I said, to my point, it was going to be challenging, but I think the NFL will get it done.
I hope so. Especially with everything we've seen with this Washington football team situation. Mm-hmm. Just such an unwillingness to.
You know what's crazy? It seems so small now.
Thank you, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Like that was a big point we were making back in episode 3.
And here's what I'm saying. It's like the NFL, I feel like, has had so many opportunities to get out in front of this situation with them not playing. I feel like they have more opportunities to make social advances that these other leagues are making, and they're just not. So I feel like, so to my question that I posted before, I get the feeling that Roger Goodell is just trying to let this storm pass by. And hopefully we all forget that Colin Kaepernick, I just want to say this here, I haven't really heard this anywhere else, now at least, he's a hero. Colin Kaepernick was a martyr for all of these other athletes to do what they're doing right now. And for him to be treated with such disdain and disrespect by the fans of the National Football League, it just shows that we have so much more work to do.
Bro,
we have so much more progress to make.
Do you think Mason Rudolph is a better quarterback than Colin Kaepernick?
Come on, bro. Do I think Chase Daniel and he's the backup quarterback for the Lions? Do I think he's a better quarterback than Colin Kaepernick?
Like,
no. Do I think Jacoby Brissett is a better quarterback than Colin Kaepernick? No. Do I think Sam Darnold is a better quarterback? I can go down the fucking list. There are so many jobs he should have had that have been denied to him because.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie to the people and say like I think that fucking Colin Kaepernick deserves a starting job, but backup.
I could argue that he should have started for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Just for the very dedicated crackers.
Of course.
Like I'm just saying, like for them.
Hey man, you called them that once. I don't think they're listening after you called them.
I don't give a fuck. Y'all can see me in the comment section.
We don't give a fuck.
I always reply. I don't give a fuck.
Y'all aren't crackers. Y'all are fucks.
Yeah, nah.
Y'all are fucks.
To them. Oh, Colin Kaepernick, look at his numbers from his last season. All right, put them against some of the worst backup quarterbacks in the league.
Come on, man.
Fuck you.
The argument has already been made. Like, the performance of the players made the argument for us.
Facts.
I mean, even talking about the NFL, I mean, another interesting thing that's going on in there is the whole Earl Thomas situation. Earl Thomas got into, and honestly,
bring that up.
I don't even, like, I want to start explaining things a little bit less to our audience because I feel like I don't want to pander to them. They know what's going on.
Yeah.
So let's just get into it, bro.
So
like Earl Thomas situation, I have 2 questions. Mm-hmm. One was the reaction of the Ravens. Was it justified by Earl Thomas's actions? 2, best landing spot for Earl Thomas in today's NBA. Go ahead. No, I'll let you go first.
Oh, bet.
Yeah, I'm always asking, bro.
I'll be honest. I didn't know there was an inciting incident that led to his release.
Until he released the video on Instagram, which I thought was interesting. So, okay. All right. Honestly, my co-host doesn't know. Audience, y'all are in luck.
Yeah.
So, in practice, a Ravens practice, Chuck Clark, who is another free safety. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're trying to move him to strong safety because I don't understand why they were in on the same play.
Yeah.
In practice. But whatever. Earl Thomas got into a disagreement with Chuck Clark at practice, led to fists being thrown.
Really?
Which led to Earl Thomas being cut. Wow. That is the full situation as a fan.
Chuck Clark sounds like a white name. Is he white?
He's black.
He's black?
He's black.
Okay.
He's
so
black. The whitest name ever, but I swear to you, he's black.
Okay, so
see, I played Madden a lot, that's the only reason I know.
And he got into Earl Thomas, like the Earl Thomas.
And Earl Thomas was cut, not Chuck Clark. Earl Thomas was cut.
Honestly, bro, I think it's because of what happened with Derrick Henry in the fucking playoffs. Cause ain't no way.
Hey, why you gonna do Earl like that?
Ain't no way.
Why you gonna do Earl like that?
You gonna cut prime Earl Thomas?
Fam, they basically signed him at the end of the day to a 1-year, $22 million contract. So, like, the contract was front loaded. So they were scheduled to pay him less money as the contract went on.
True.
So they took the brunt of it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, for an organization like the Ravens, as well put together as the Ravens are, shout out to Ozzie Newsome.
Yeah.
He is running a great organization. They put out a beautiful statement in
nice
regards
and
to all of this shit that's been going on. And for them to look at a situation with one of their star players and say, in order for our team to be successful, he has to go. What does that say to you?
It probably must have been on some cocky shit. Then.
Oh,
Thomas probably would have been like, I'm the dude.
I'm going to take it even deeper.
Yeah.
I think there have been problems throughout Earl Thomas's tenure as a Raven.
You think so?
We look back to his tenure as a Seahawk. Towards the end of it, started to cause some problems, started to create some rifts with Pete Carroll in front office. So
that's
it's like,
not a good example.
Is it not?
That secondary had problems because
Understood.
You've seen what happened with Cam Chancellor on his way out. You've seen what happened with Richard Sherman on his way out.
See, you're taking it from a personnel perspective. I'm taking it from a how did Earl Thomas affect the personnel?
You can't talk about Earl Thomas before the Ravens because it was the Seahawks he was on.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks had many problems with that secondary because they didn't trust the organization no more.
When did those problems start?
Around the time they decided to pass it on the 1 yard line.
Thank you. A team that is actually put together doesn't fall apart as quickly as they did, bro.
Facts.
There were problems that we may not learn about until later in our lives.
I'm just going by what Marshawn Lynch said.
Okay, go off of it then. No, I mean, I'm in respect of what you're.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm in respect of what you're saying. I don't necessarily disagree. I just think you're missing a lot of context around it.
Understandable.
Not only to his Seahawks days, but to bring it even more current to his Ravens days. I think Earl Thomas can be a cancer to a locker room.
Really?
Richard Sherman has proved that he can play in another system and be productive. He performed well with the 49ers.
All right.
I think Cam Chancellor's situation was completely health-based, so he was removed out of the picture.
That sucks. Cam Chancellor was
Marcus Trufant was an elite slot corner until he left Seattle. Could I argue that was a system thing? Absolutely, but like...
So we're not going to talk about Byron Maxwell?
Fuck Byron Maxwell.
Fuck that nigga, man.
Byron Maxwell is one of the worst corners I've ever witnessed. But before I'll be real. But before you go, real talk. I want to make sure if Byron Maxwell, you ever listen to this, if you're going through anything at home, if you're going through anything personally, this has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with your play on the field. I want to keep everything to play on the field. Based on what I saw on the field with the Eagles and the Dolphins, Byron Maxwell, you're not a good football player. You might be the best guy ever. You're not a good football player.
To his point, like, look, Byron Maxwell, I have nothing against you, but fuck you. Like, I'm an Eagles fan. I can tell you straight up, you can't cover one-on-one. What business did you have in the NFL?
No one-on-one coverage.
You were a system corner, and you got exposed the moment you left the Seahawks.
Yo, hope your mental space, you're doing well, but like, we got some hate. We got some hate for you, bro, because.
Yo, you're trash. Anyway,
so
he put up at a Chick-fil-A.
You know
when I was getting at Chick-fil-A, he put up at the drive-thru one time, and I said "fuck you" to his face.
Shut up.
I swear.
You're lying.
Swear.
You're lying.
Him and Michael Vick pulled up.
What'd you say to Vic?
I didn't even get to see him face to face. I literally just ran around the side and I seen him pulling off, and I'm like, I fucking love you. Like,
I love Vic. I love Michael Vick.
You're my guy.
But like fuck Byron Maxwell. Like, why are you with Byron Maxwell?
What was I saying? No, but okay, bringing up Byron Maxwell, I love that segue because Earl Thomas, I think, would be a great fit for the Eagles.
Bro.
Okay, wait. Okay, so.
All right, Earl Thomas would be a great fit for the Lions. Okay. Like, anyone can say that for their team, bro. Really? Can we talk about.
Who the Lions lose in their secondary this year?
Glover Quinn?
Huh?
Glover Quinn?
And you think
who's an all-pro safety?
I believe that Malcolm Jenkins' departure from the Eagles is a solid.
Earl Thomas isn't a strong safety.
You're right. What is he?
He's a free safety.
Exactly. And what did we just move?
Bro, Jalen Mills is your free safety.
Exactly. So what did we just move Jalen Mills to?
Is he not free safety still?
We just moved him to free safety.
Okay.
He was corner.
So where does Earl Thomas fit in?
We put him at strong.
That's weak, bro.
How?
He belongs in Pittsburgh. I'll be real. Divisional rival. there's a need at the position.
Speaking of which,
with Ben Roethlisberger coming back, I think it just boosts the defense, and I think it actually gives them a chance at making a run.
Super random, but do you see Ryan Shazier playing another snap ever again? I really want him. Like, shout out
to Ryan
bro,
Shazier.
Fucking Alex Smith is snapping balls again.
The injury was completely different.
It was, but you understand, Alex Smith.
Get you.
He was getting told by doctors he was never gonna walk again.
But the positions are also completely different.
I feel like it would be more difficult for a quarterback to come back.
And I get why you would say that, but think about it. A middle linebacker, which I believe Ryan Shazier was, the lateral movement is so important. And also, a quarterback's arm strength doesn't rely on their legs. So, I mean, like, Ryan Shazier's career is almost completely dependent on his legs and his ability to hit.
Wait.
If he can't form that explosion from his hips, there's really no shot for him. While I do want to see him.
Pictures from Alex Smith's injury.
Understood. But I'm explaining to you completely different positions. They require completely different things.
I understand.
And also with Ryan Shazier's situation, I believe it was spinal.
It was spinal.
So that also plays a role with how you hit. So I just don't see how. And I would love to see him play another down of football. I would love to see him complete. This is no Ryan Shazier hate.
Of course, I would love Ryan.
It's just
he was different.
Is football worth your life? That's all. That's the only question I have to pose to him.
In a sense where Ryan Shazier's livelihood comes into matter, yes, I would say it's more difficult for him to come back. But for Alex Smith to go from having
remarkable,
a shattered leg, that after several surgeries, got infected. And then had another surgery.
Remarkable.
Doctors literally told him he was not supposed to play.
No, it's remarkable.
Never to play again.
I'm not trying to take away.
And now he's taking snaps at camp. It's crazy.
He might start.
He
might start.
Fucking Dwayne Haskins is gonna start.
All right, hey, yo.
What?
Don't shit on Haskins.
Haskins is pretty trash. I'm not gonna lie.
Stop it. Eagles fan,
He's
garbage.
trash.
Eagles
Dwayne
fan,
Haskins
nonsense. Eagles
what
fan.
What did Dwayne
nonsense.
Haskins do this season?
In his rookie year, he couldn't do much, but one of the least talented rosters in the NFL. Bro.
Oh wow! So we're gonna point to the rookie year.
Come on, bro. Come on.
All I'm saying is okay.
Go ahead.
All I'm saying is that in terms of a quarterback who has to step off, I think he hurt his right leg, which is his
that's what he
steps off of.
Yeah.
You need that. You need even though you don't have to be
look that up. Make sure it was his right leg because I just don't want.
Even though you don't have to be a mobile quarterback to succeed in the NFL, you have to have some kind of even though Tom Brady isn't a mobile quarterback, you see him move around in the pocket.
Pocket footwork is
having your leg completely shattered from ankle to knee will affect that.
Absolutely. No, I'm not. I don't disagree. I feel
like this is an argument you can't win.
I just feel like you're shitting on Haskins unnecessarily.
No. Right now, I'm not even talking about Haskins. I'm just talking about in terms of Ryan Shazier and Alex Smith. Which injury is harder to come back from?
I would argue Shazier.
It's hard to argue. A spinal injury is tough. One hit can fuck you for the rest of your life.
And from the position where hitting is almost your entire MO.
And don't get me wrong, even though I've said it several times, Alex Smith wasn't supposed to walk again. Ryan Shazier was not even supposed to this man was
Yeah.
You understand?
No, he wasn't supposed to move again.
You guys have to understand. Your spine controls your entire nervous system.
My mother suffered a spinal cord injury. Is unfortunate.
I'm sorry about that.
No, yeah, she's in a wheelchair, and I understand the significance of a spinal cord injury.
Exactly.
So with that being said, maybe that might even play a role in my appreciation of Ryan Shazier. I've seen my mother go through something like that, and to see him even recover from that and even make an attempt to come back to football is absolutely insane. Shout out to Ryan Shazier. Shout out to Alex Smith, man. Y'all's recoveries are absolutely beautiful.
At the end of the day, man.
It's beautiful. We hope to see you both play football again.
Facts.
With that being said, that's my favorite way to transition, I've learned. I love saying that. We got a little time left, man. You want to do a little wellness check, see what's going on? How you doing, bro?
How you doing?
I know you have some updates. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Hey, man.
What's good? Hey, look at that smile. Look at that smile. Who's got a new? Who's got a new?
I'm gonna save that for a couple hours. I gotta make sure it's solidified.
Facts. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Y'all see the glow, man.
I'm not mad at that. To be honest, I feel like you not talking about it actually prolongs the situation. I'm not even gonna call it an R word. Situation. It's a situation right now.
It's a situation right now. But
you know, during the week, I mean, I know you didn't ask. I'm just gonna tell y'all how my week was. Fuck you. Yeah, man. I mean, I'll be real. This week was just really difficult to get through without getting depressed.
Hard as hell.
I have struggled with I've struggled with depression a little bit in my life, and to be honest, like seeing all the negative news constantly pushed, it didn't help. So with that being said, I mean, fuck, like rest in power, rest in peace, rest in whatever is comfortable for your soul, Chadwick Boseman.
Man.
Not only did the world lose a leader, we lost a great actor, we lost a great human being, we lost a great person. And when I found out about the news, I immediately showed it to my girlfriend on some like, can you believe this? Like, is this actually real? And it didn't feel real for a long time, and then it actually settled in, and I realized that we actually lost a hero. We lost someone who his speech at Howard University was so profound, so beautiful, and to now understand that he was going through colon cancer while delivering those impactful words. Having lost, and it's a little difficult to talk about, but having lost someone to cancer, I can only imagine what the family is going through. I can only imagine, because everyone deals with loss differently. Mm-hmm. I can only imagine what everyone close to him is going through. And for that, I just want to say our prayers, our thoughts, our condolences, our love goes straight to the Boseman family. It goes straight to the Bryant family. It goes straight to every family it goes straight to the Robinson family. Cliff Robinson, an 18-year NBA vet. We lost the life of him. And this year just feels like a fucking shit show, man.
Yo.
Like, I just, it just feels like...
is what I expected 2012 to be.
It's
like,
so funny that you bring that up, because I came in here earlier when we were off camera, and I was like, yo, I can't wait to forget a year again. Like, I feel like 2020 was so impactful. I'm never, ever going to forget what this year meant to me because of the loss. It has nothing to do with positivity. It has everything to do with negative reasons.
And I'll be honest,
I want to be able to forget a year, bro. Like, I don't remember what happened in 2010 when I was a freshman in high school. Like, I don't remember that.
The loss is significant. At the end of the day, the loss is literally the icing that's on the cake that is the shit show that is 2020. Because if you think about who has lost their lives in 2020, Kobe, Chadwick, now Chadwick,
the Black Panther, man, Jackie Robinson, Robinson, like.
So when you look at these guys and you see icons and heroes in the black community, and then what the black community has been through, black people have done nothing but more in this entire year. And it's so tough, but it just shows as a people how strong we need to be and how strong we can be.
We go through all this bullshit with the people in the public who are supposed to protect and serve us, only to find out that our heroes have been taken by bullshit.
One thing that I need to say that, just in case you guys didn't know, which you feel like you should, is that Chadwick Boseman, through his battle, was also filming
stage 3 colon cancer.
Was filming all the movies that you've come to love,
like Infinity, Civil War, Black Panther, Infinity War, all that Marvel shit that you love, that you're so happy that the Black Panther was a part of. He was battling with something that we'll never understand. Like, only those that have dealt with it will understand the depth of that shit.
Just like my co-host says, like, I've watched someone go through cancer.
That shit.
To film a full-length film is impossible. I need you guys to know that. It's not hard. It's impossible.
We lost the closest people in our lives to that shit, bro. And to see one of our heroes get taken by that, yo, that shit just stings differently.
Like, to do a chemo session and then go film a film
Nah,
like Infinity
man,
War.
that requires a different level of
different.
strength. That requires the strength
But also,
of the Black Panther.
and like I was telling
Like,
our tech guy Daniel the other day, that I was saying that's the beautiful thing you guys have to see in it. Although it's so heart wrenching, at the end of the day, man, he knew what was happening and he knew how much time he had left, and he knew that
he gave his
wanted to
life.
leave.
He gave his life for the sake of our entertainment.
He wanted to leave an impact. He wanted to give us hope, and I feel like that's what he did. As hard as 2020's been for Black people, look what he did before he left. How many black kids have seen Black Panther and been like, I want to be that hero
Beautiful
for our
point.
community?
Beautiful point, dude.
It's
crazy.
crazy.
I'm really happy you made that point.
And I thank him. I can't do anything but thank him for that.
Shout out to my co-host, man. That was a beautiful point. That was beautiful. I couldn't have said it better myself. Unfortunately, I mean, we started this episode on not the happiest note. We're going to end it kind of the same way. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to episode 8, man. We got a lot of content. We got a lot of things we want to bring to you guys. Love you. Love all of our supporters. Thank you for rocking with us.
Stay strong, y'all.
We are always pulling up behind the logo.
What a world, what a world. Life is a bitch, what a girl, what a girl. I just wanna fuck her till we make her toes curl. We all on the hunt, trying to make it to the pearl. Yeah. Still in